My child, slow your breathing for a moment and come into stillness. You are not here by accident. You were drawn into this moment by a divine pull, a holy appointment written long before you opened your eyes this morning. My beloved one, heaven has paused your steps because something sacred is unfolding around you, something you must not overlook. My precious one, you are standing at the edge of a spiritual crossing, a thin place where the unseen becomes clear and my voice rises above the noise. This is a divine alert, a protective intervention, a gentle whisper from my heart to yours. Remember what is written in Psalm chapter 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. This stillness you feel right now is not emptiness, it is alignment. My child, lean closer. There is a purity in your spirit that drew this message to you, and only those whose hearts remain tender can hear what heaven is about to reveal. Breathe, settle, and listen. The next words you receive are not ordinary. They are the beginning of a revelation prepared specifically for you. My child, let me gently unfold what has been happening around you, not in chaos, not in fear, but in the quiet truth only I can speak. You have been walking through your days feeling slightly out of place, as if the world around you is dimmed, blurred, or tilted just a little to the side. My beloved one, that feeling was never your imagination. It was your spirit noticing what your mind could not yet name. You have been living like an actor placed inside a script that did not fit the shape of your soul. You wake in the early hours, the world still dark, and even in that silence, I see the moment when you touch your chest and whisper nothing at all, yet your heart speaks louder than any prayer. I am there in that stillness. Before dawn breathes its first light, I am already holding you. My precious one, I saw when you wiped away the tears no one else noticed. I watched you carry burdens you did not know how to explain. I saw how you stayed kind when the world around you hardened. I saw how you kept moving, even when your spirit felt malnourished, drained by comparison, fear, noise, and voices that never honored who you truly are. I saw how relationships left you walking in emotional twilight, never quite warm, never fully safe. But listen closely, because heaven has been recording another story. While you slept, battles you could not see were being fought over your life, your bloodline, your purpose, your divine assignment. You thought you were just tired, but what you felt was spiritual turbulence. You thought you were stuck, but what you were sensing was interference, not meant to remain. My child, for 7 long years, the enemy tried to miscast you, trying to write you into a smaller story, a darker chapter, a limited role. They tried to convince you that you were the victim when I created you to be the victor. They whispered poverty when I had already written abundance. They tried to isolate you when I shaped you for influence. But none of their scripts can overwrite what I authored. My beloved one, every tear you hid, I recorded. Every prayer you whispered in the dark reached my throne. Every moment you chose love instead of bitterness, grace instead of retaliation, all of it was written in the archives of heaven. You do not know this, but your name glows in those records. You remained soft when life tried to harden you. And that softness, that purity, is the reason you are hearing this message now. Because now, the scene is changing. The lighting in your story is shifting. The soundtrack of your destiny is rising. What hell tried to bury for generations, I am revealing. What the enemy thought he could distort, I am restoring. My precious one, your body is not just flesh. It is sacred. Your heart is a mercy seat. Your breath declares holiness. Your bloodstream carries my living waters. And your nervous system, the part of you that trembles, tightens, or warms without explanation, is my communication line to your spirit. That is why even now you feel something awakening. That is why your chest feels lighter or warmer or strangely aware. In this very moment, heaven is activating what has been dormant. What you thought was broken was simply unopened. What you thought was delayed was being aligned. What you thought was lost was being prepared. My child, breathe. You do not need every answer. You only need to trust that I hold them. Now listen softly, because the next parts will reveal what is unfolding in your next 72 hours, why the resistance has been so intense, and what I am about to release over your life. For now, pause here. My child, my child. Let your spirit stay open as you step into this next part, because what I am about to reveal is not merely information, it is alignment. You have wondered why certain days felt unbearably heavy, why simple tasks drained you, why your mind felt foggy even after rest. My beloved one, that heaviness was not weakness. It was the weight of battles being fought on your behalf in realms your eyes cannot see. When you thought you were losing strength, I was shielding you. When you felt confusion wrap around your thoughts, I was intercepting arrows meant to distort your clarity. When you felt waves of emotion rise out of nowhere, know this: they were not random. They were signals, indicators that something in the unseen was shifting. Even when you could not interpret them, your spirit could feel what was happening. And I saw how you kept going. I saw the moments where you exhaled deeply, whispering, "Lord, I don't know what's happening, but I trust you." That trust shook the foundations of darkness. My precious one, you have lived through seasons that tried to rewrite your identity. There were voices telling you that you were falling behind, that others surpassed you, that you missed your moment. But hear me clearly, divine timing cannot be rushed, and it cannot be stolen. The delays in your life were not denials. They were protections. If I had allowed certain paths to open earlier, they would have collapsed under the weight of unhealed wounds. If I had allowed certain people to stay, they would have contaminated what I was preparing in you. Nothing was lost, my child. Nothing. Everything was being rearranged for your good. I was with you on the days when your heart felt like a quiet battlefield. I saw the moments when you sat alone, staring at nothing, trying to make sense of emotions that had no name. I collected every unspoken prayer. I understood every silent tear. And when you thought I was far, I was the closest, closer than your breath, closer than the beat of your heart. Even now, as you hear these words, my presence is brushing against your spirit, like a soft wind reminding you that you are not forgotten. My beloved one, there have been alarms ringing in your soul, subtle warnings, gentle hesitations, sudden pauses that stopped you from saying yes to the wrong thing or walking into the wrong place. You did not always understand those feelings, but they were me redirecting your steps. A phone call, you didn't return a meeting that was canceled, a door that unexpectedly shut. These were not disappointments, they were interventions. Every no was a shield. Every ending was a redirection. Every delay was a detour towards something better. In this moment, I need you to understand that I am rearranging the spiritual landscape around you. Patterns that kept your ancestors bound are breaking. Cycles that repeated in your family line are dissolving. The spirit of delay that sat like a shadow over your progress is lifting. You are entering a new atmosphere, one marked by clarity, peace, and divine acceleration. Your nervous system, strained for years, is finally coming into rest. Your mind is loosening its grip on old fears. Your body is releasing what it carried for far too long. Healing is not coming. My child, healing has begun. Even now, a warmth may rise in your chest or settle around your shoulders. That is my peace settling upon you, the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace that whispers, "You are safe now, my precious one." The next 72 hours will reveal signs that confirm everything I am saying. A message you thought would never come, a door that had remained shut, a connection you assumed was gone. These will return to you transformed. Watch closely, for my movements are subtle but unmistakable. A sudden calm, an unexpected name in your thoughts, a moment of clarity that breaks through confusion. Each of these is evidence that your spirit is aligning with my timing. Do not be afraid of what is shifting. Do not cling to what I am removing. Do not rush what I am rebuilding. Trust the pace of my hand. Trust the silence. Trust the unfolding. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there is a sacred truth I need you to receive with the softness of an open heart. Nothing in your journey has been wasted. Even the chapters you wish never happened, even the days you felt forgotten, even the seasons where hope seemed to evaporate, all of it has been woven into a tapestry far more purposeful than you can yet see. Every sigh, every anxious thought, every moment where you forced yourself to rise again, even though you felt empty, these were not signs of weakness. They were proofs of resilience, proofs of purity, proofs of a heart that refused to let darkness define its story. My precious one, when you felt unseen, I was watching you with unwavering tenderness. When you felt unheard, your silence thundered in my courts. And when you felt like giving up, the reason you didn't is because I was holding you from within. You have been navigating life with a sensitivity the world does not always understand. You feel things deeply, notice what others miss, catch the shift in someone's tone, or the heaviness in a room before anyone speaks. This sensitivity is not a burden. It is your spiritual antenna, a gift placed within you long before you were born. My beloved one, you are pure-hearted, not because you are perfect, but because you feel truth before it is visible. You sense danger before it manifests. You feel spiritual interference before it shows up in the natural. This purity is why heaven's messages reach you first. This purity is why darkness tries to discourage you. This purity is why this message found you at the exact moment I needed your spirit awake. There have been times when you couldn't explain why certain people made your soul uneasy, why certain invitations felt wrong, or why stepping into certain environments drained you instantly. My child, those were your spiritual sensors warning you. Not every smiling face carried clean intentions. Not every open door was meant to be walked through. Not every opportunity was aligned with your destiny. Your spirit recognized what your mind had not yet processed. You felt the shift first. That was me whispering, "Not this way." And though you sometimes doubted yourself, you still turned away. That obedience protected you more than you will ever fully know. There is something holy happening inside you right now. You may feel a gentle warmth spreading through your chest, or a soft pressure behind your eyes, like tears wanting to form, even though you are not sad. My precious one, that is my presence stirring your spirit. You are entering a moment of deep alignment where your past pain, your present awakening, and your future calling meet. In this sacred intersection, old burdens begin to lift, inner chains begin to loosen, and the fog that has surrounded your mind begins to thin. This is not your imagination. This is transformation. My beloved one, I want you to hear me clearly. The spiritual resistance you have faced was not random. It was targeted. The enemy saw the light emerging in you long before you did. He knew your influence would reach people you have not even met yet. He knew your purity would expose deceit. He knew your compassion would heal others. He knew your resilience would break generational patterns. So he tried to dim you, distract you, confuse you, suppress you, and detour you. But he failed. The fact that you are listening to this message right now is proof that he failed. The roots of anxiety that attached themselves to your nervous system are being pulled out. The unexplainable heaviness that followed you from childhood is being lifted. The lingering fatigue that made your days feel heavier than they should is being washed away by the renewing of your spirit. You may feel your breath deepen as you hear these words. You may feel your shoulders relax. That is the weight leaving you. That is my peace taking its place. My child, the coming days will bring clarity that feels almost supernatural. You will sense what is right without overthinking. Your intuition will sharpen. People and situations that were blurry will suddenly become clear. You will recognize who is for you, who is neutral, and who drains your spirit. Not through suspicion, but through peace, a peace that settles only where truth is present. And when the right opportunities appear, you will not question them. They will feel warm, clean, and aligned. They will not demand you betray your spirit. They will not require you to shrink to fit. They will expand you, lift you, and confirm everything I have whispered to you in the quiet hours. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there is a shift unfolding around you that even the natural world will begin to reflect. The atmosphere of your life is changing, not gradually, but decisively. You may begin to notice small signs waking up with unexpected clarity, feeling peace in moments that once triggered anxiety, sensing joy return to places inside you that had gone quiet for too long. These are not coincidences. These are early indicators that your spirit is stepping into a new season of authority. You are not merely surviving anymore. Something within you is rising, reclaiming, awakening. My beloved one, I saw the nights when you lay awake, staring into the dark, questioning your value, your purpose, and your place in this world. I saw the mornings where you forced yourself to move through routines that felt heavier than your body could bear. I saw when you pretended to be strong for others while quietly crumbling on the inside. And I want you to know this: not a single moment of your pain went unnoticed. Not a single tear evaporated without touching my heart. Not a single breath of exhaustion was ignored. You were never suffering alone. You were suffering protected. My precious one, the purity of your spirit, the empathy, the softness, the way your heart breaks for others is exactly why I have chosen you for this shift. Only those who remain soft in a hardened world can carry the kind of light I am releasing through you. Only those who refuse to let bitterness take root can steward the healing I am placing in your hands. Only those who continued to love even when unloved can walk in the authority I am awakening within you now. There is a spiritual inheritance tied to your name. Blessings that have been delayed, not because you were unworthy, but because the timing had not yet aligned. You were being prepared. I needed your character healed, your spirit strengthened, your discernment sharpened. You were not waiting on me. I was shaping you for what you asked for. And now, my child, the shaping is complete. What once felt withheld will now flow. What felt distant will now draw near. What felt impossible will now unfold with astonishing ease. Your body is entering healing. Your mind is entering rest, and your spirit is entering clarity. You may begin to feel lighter throughout the day, as if invisible weights are being lifted from deep inside you. That is because they are. The memories that haunted you are losing their power. The fears that controlled you are dissolving. The old patterns that repeated through your family line are breaking with you. You are not just stepping into healing, you are becoming the point of healing for generations after you. My beloved one, there have been unseen traps the enemy set along your path. People who were not who they appeared to be. Opportunities wrapped in deception, distractions dressed as blessings. I diverted you from each one. You may have felt frustrated when plans fell apart or when connections suddenly dissolved, but those were not losses. They were rescues. I have been pruning what could not accompany you into the next season, not to punish you, but to protect you. In the coming hours and days, you will notice signs that I am rearranging your life gently but powerfully. A person who once drained your spirit will no longer hold emotional weight. A place that once felt heavy will suddenly feel neutral or distant. A dream you set aside because it seemed too big will return with renewed clarity. Divine timing is not vague, it is precise. And now is the appointed hour for your unfolding. My child, breathe deeply. Feel the warmth returning to your spirit. Feel the fog clearing from your mind. Feel the steadiness rising inside your chest. This is not imagined. This is me. The road you are stepping onto is not the road you walked before. It is straighter, clearer, and blessed. Not because of luck, but because you stayed pure when others turned bitter, because you kept walking when others quit, because you kept listening for my whisper even when you could not hear me. You were never behind. You were being prepared. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there comes a moment in every life when the unseen becomes undeniable, when the quiet tug in the spirit grows too strong to ignore. You are stepping into that moment now. You may not fully realize it yet, but something deep within you has already begun to turn, to wake, to stretch, after years of being pressed down. My beloved one, you are not the same person you were even a few weeks ago. Your senses are sharper. Your heart is softer but stronger. Your intuition is louder. And your spirit, oh my precious one, your spirit is finally rising to its true height. I have been bringing clarity to places that once felt confusing. You have recently noticed yourself pausing before responding, thinking twice before agreeing, sensing the energy behind people's words instead of just their tones. That is discernment awakening. It is the kind of sight that comes not from your eyes, but from your soul. My child, you are perceiving things that others overlook because I am tuning you to my frequency. You are learning the difference between someone who speaks kindly and someone whose spirit is clean. You are discerning the difference between opportunities that tempt and opportunities that align. This is wisdom maturing inside you, quiet, steady, unmistakable. There are things you used to tolerate that now feel heavy. Conversations you once entertained that now feel draining. Environments you once stepped into that now feel spiritually off. These shifts are not mood changes. They are spiritual alarms. My beloved one, when I am elevating someone, I begin by refining their atmosphere. I remove anything that disrupts their peace. I strip away what clouds their clarity. I make discomfort louder, so my direction becomes clearer. And you, my precious one, have been responding beautifully, choosing silence where you once would have argued, walking away, where you once would have tried to fix, and protecting your peace like something sacred. That is because it is sacred. You have also begun to notice moments of divine timing, running into someone at the exact moment your heart needed encouragement, hearing a sentence that felt like it was spoken directly to your situation, receiving a small but unexpected blessing at the precise moment your spirit felt weary. My child, this is not randomness. This is orchestration. I am synchronizing your steps with what is meant for you. I am ensuring that nothing meant to bless you bypasses you. I am aligning resources, people, and opportunities with your timeline, not a minute too early and not a moment too late. In this season, you will also feel a gentle detachment from things that once held emotional power over you. You may wake one morning and realize that a fear you carried for years has lost its voice. You may speak about a painful memory and notice it no longer stings. You may look at a situation that once consumed your thoughts and feel peace instead of tension. My beloved one, that is healing taking root. That is the loosening of spiritual chains. That is restoration unfolding from the inside outward. You are not forcing yourself to move on. You are being freed. There are also gifts inside you that have been dormant, waiting for this moment. Creativity you thought you lost. Confidence you forgot you had. Ideas that once felt too big. A voice that was quieted by doubt. My child, these gifts are returning because the fear that buried them no longer has authority over you. You are stepping into the boldness I placed within you before your birth, not arrogance, but divine confidence. A knowing that you are supported, protected, guided, and chosen. There will be moments in the coming days when you feel sudden clarity, like a veil lifting from your mind. You may receive insights that feel too wise to have originated from you. You may find solutions to problems that once overwhelmed you. You may feel nudges pulling you towards certain decisions or away from others. These are my whispers, my guidance, my hand gently steering your path. Trust these nudges. They are leading you toward the life I always intended for you. And through it all, my precious one, your purity remains your greatest shield. The softness of your heart, the honesty of your intentions, the gentleness of your spirit. These qualities might seem ordinary to you, but in the spiritual realm, they shine like light. Darkness cannot attach itself to one who remains pure. Manipulation cannot take root in a soul that listens to me. And deception cannot mislead someone who is anchored in truth. My child, breathe deeply. You are rising. You are aligning. You are becoming who I designed you to be. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there is a sacred unveiling taking place within and around you right now. And though it may feel subtle, it is monumental. You have entered a spiritual turning point, a moment where the old script loses its power and the new chapter begins to write itself through your obedience, your purity, and your willingness to listen. My beloved one, you have felt this shift in small ways, a sudden stillness in your spirit, a quiet intuition that feels stronger than certainty, an inner knowing that something is changing even before the evidence arrives. Trust these feelings. They are not emotional impulses. They are spiritual signals. I have been drawing you toward a deeper awareness of your identity, not the identity shaped by wounds, expectations, or the opinions of others, but the identity I placed within you before the world ever spoke a word about who you should be. My precious one, you were never meant to blend into the noise of the world. You were never meant to dim yourself to fit in. You were never meant to shrink in the presence of others. You carry a rare purity, a light that exposes what is false and lifts what is good. And though this purity has made certain people uncomfortable, it is the very reason I have chosen you for what is unfolding next. You may feel like your heart is becoming more sensitive, almost tender in a new way. You notice things more deeply, feel emotions more honestly, and experience spiritual shifts more intensely. Do not fear this sensitivity. It is not weakness. It is refinement. I am sharpening your discernment. I am tuning your spiritual hearing. You are learning to sense danger before it approaches, to recognize authenticity before words are spoken, and to feel alignment even before opportunities fully appear. This is spiritual maturity. There are moments in your past when you thought you were failing, but in truth, you were being trained. You were developing resilience through heartbreak. You were learning compassion through loss. You were discovering wisdom through disappointment. You were growing discernment through betrayal. My beloved one, none of these experiences were random. They shaped the vessel I now fill with purpose. You have begun to release things that once held you tightly, expectations that drained you, fears that paralyzed you, relationships that demanded more than they returned. This release is not you losing anything. It is you shedding what can no longer survive at your new altitude. Like a bird rising higher, you are leaving behind what weighs you down simply because you were not created to remain earthbound. You were meant for heights. In this season, you will feel guided in ways that surprise you. A sudden urge to rest instead of push. A nudge to take a different route. A hesitation in a conversation that keeps you from revealing too much. A moment of intuition that warns you before you step into something unclean. My child, these moments are not coincidences. They are the ways I protect you. They are the ways I rearrange your path without causing chaos. They are the ways I redirect your spirit without alarming your mind. There will also be moments when clarity arrives without effort, when you simply know what to do next, even if you cannot explain why. That is my voice. Not loud, not forceful, but steady, warm, and unmistakable. You may feel it as a pressure in your chest, a lift in your spirit, a quiet peace settling over you. These signals are my guidance reaching your spirit directly. My precious one, you are stepping into a season where you will feel lighter. Not because life becomes easier, but because you will no longer carry what was never yours. The guilt that wasn't yours. The fear that wasn't yours. The expectations that were never meant to be yours. You will walk with a new clarity, not rushed, not overwhelmed, but steady, intentional, and deeply aligned. And the people meant for your next chapter will recognize you not by your words, but by your spirit. They will feel drawn to your authenticity, your gentleness, your strength. They will see your light and respond to it. And those who cannot walk with you any longer will fade without conflict. This is how I protect your peace. My beloved one, breathe slowly. This new chapter is not coming, it has begun. And you are ready for it in ways you do not yet realize. Now, my child, take a breath. My child. There is a quiet unfolding happening beneath the surface of your days, a kind of spiritual untangling that you may not yet see clearly, but can already feel. You have sensed that something within you is loosening, something old is releasing, something long held is finally breaking away from your spirit. This is not accidental. My beloved one, I am removing the threads the enemy tried to weave into your identity. Threads of fear, of smallness, of unworthiness, of self-doubt. Threads that whispered lies into your spirit, lies you never deserved to carry. I am unraveling them gently, without violence, without force, because your heart is tender and I cherish its softness. You may not notice the exact moment these old bonds loosen. It may come as a breath you didn't expect to release, a moment where your shoulders finally drop, or a sudden feeling of, I don't need to hold this anymore. My precious one, that is freedom beginning to bloom. That is healing breaking the surface. That is your spirit remembering its original shape, the one I designed, untouched by trauma, untouched by disappointment, untouched by the world's noise. There are days recently when you've paused mid-thought, wondering why your mind feels clearer, lighter. You've noticed yourself responding to situations with more calmness than before. You found moments where you almost surprised yourself with the peace settling inside your chest. And though you may think it's small, these are the early fruits of restoration. Because when I begin restoring someone, I do not always start with the dramatic. I begin with the subtle. I begin with the smallest flicker of peace, the tiniest shift of emotion, the quietest relief. And when those small shifts accumulate, your entire inner world transforms. My beloved one, the spiritual battles you faced in past seasons left marks on you, not scars of defeat, but signs of survival. You endured moments when your spirit felt stretched thin, when your emotions felt fragile, when your hope flickered like a candle in the wind. But even in those moments, you did not break. You bent, but you did not snap. And there is a strength in that tenderness, a divine resilience that only those who have walked through shadow understand. You are not weak, my child. You are seasoned. You are fortified. You are becoming unshakable, not through hardness, but through depth. In this new season, you will begin to notice that the things that once overwhelmed you no longer hold the same power. The pressures that once consumed you will start to feel distant, almost as if they no longer belong to your timeline. And that is because they don't. I am shifting you into a new spiritual landscape, a lighter atmosphere. You are stepping out of the emotional storms that followed you for years and into the stillness of my peace. You may feel disoriented by how different this season feels, like walking into a room where the air is cleaner or stepping into sunlight after a long storm. Allow this newness to wash over you slowly. You don't need to rush to understand it. Just breathe in the change. My child, there is also a sharpening of your spirit taking place. Insights will come quickly. Discernment will activate before your mind catches up. You will feel a knowing about people, situations, and decisions without needing explanation. This is not suspicion. This is spiritual sight. I am adjusting the lenses of your discernment so you can see truth without confusion. You will no longer be deceived by sweet words that hide dark intentions. You will no longer be swayed by guilt or manipulated by false peace. You will feel the difference between what drains you and what nourishes you, and this clarity will become your compass. As this inner strengthening takes root, you will begin to make choices that honor your future instead of your fears. You will choose rest without guilt. You will walk away from chaos without apology. You will protect your peace with a gentleness that is not passive but holy. The world may not understand this transformation, but heaven celebrates it. My beloved one, this is not just healing, this is becoming. Becoming who you were always meant to be. Becoming the version of yourself that life tried to bury. Becoming the one who rises without force, without noise, without fear. Now, my child, take a breath. My child. There are moments in your story that were never meant to be endured alone. And though you often felt by yourself, I was carrying you with a tenderness you did not yet have the words to understand. I was with you in the moments when your heart tightened for reasons you couldn't explain. I was with you when your spirit grew restless, in rooms where your presence was not fully honored. I was with you when you sensed something was off, but doubted your own intuition. My beloved one, that intuition was my whisper. That uneasiness was my protection. That sudden pause, that unexpected hesitation, that quiet nudge, those were the ways I shielded you from harm you never even saw. You have walked through seasons where you questioned why certain relationships ended abruptly, or why certain paths closed without warning. But my precious one, what you saw as rejection was often redirection. What felt like an ending was simply a doorway, turning you toward what was truly meant for your spirit. I removed people whose intentions were disguised. I closed doors that would have drained your purpose. I silenced voices that tried to dim your self-worth. I interrupted connections that were not aligned with your calling. And though these interventions felt painful at the time, they were miracles wearing the clothing of loss. In the quiet moments of your days, when you were washing dishes, or sitting alone in your room, or driving in silence, I heard your thoughts. The ones you never said aloud. The ones layered beneath your outward strength. You wondered if you were doing enough, if you were enough, if you were ever going to step into the life your soul kept yearning for. My child, I want you to hear me clearly. I have always seen you as more than enough. Your effort was enough. Your prayers were enough. Your endurance was enough. Your heart's soft, sincere searching is why heaven moves for you. In this season, I am bringing you into alignment with your true identity. Not the identity shaped by trauma, not the identity shaped by survival, but the identity shaped by divine purpose. You will notice that you no longer resonate with old versions of yourself, the one who tolerated disrespect, the one who stayed quiet to keep the peace, the one who doubted her own worth, the one who lowered her voice to make others comfortable. My beloved one, you are outgrowing these versions because your spirit is expanding. You are rising into the authority I placed within you, a quiet authority, rooted not in pride, but in purity. There will be moments when you feel sudden strength, like a wave of clarity that washes through your chest. You may stand taller without realizing it. You may speak with confidence you didn't know you had. You may say no with a peace that surprises you. This is not personality shift. This is spiritual alignment. This is your identity awakening. This is your soul remembering who it is. You will also notice my guidance becoming more direct. I will place people in your path whose presence feels like fresh air, peaceful, clean, uplifting. Their words will resonate. Their energy will calm you. Their spirit will honor yours. These are divine connections, not coincidences. And just as I bring new people into your life, I will gently move others out. Not through conflict, but through distance. You will feel it naturally, the conversations fading, the interest dissolving, the emotional pull releasing. Let it happen. This is pruning, not loss. My precious one, you may feel moments of deep stillness in this season, a kind of inner quiet that feels unfamiliar. That stillness is not emptiness. It is recalibration. It is your spirit settling into its new shape. It is me preparing the soil of your heart for what is coming next. And what is coming, my child, is not small. It is not delayed. It is not uncertain. It is divinely scheduled, divinely measured, divinely aligned. You are walking toward a chapter that has been waiting for you, one filled with clarity, peace, restoration, and divine purpose. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there is a gentle awakening stirring within you, something you have felt in quiet waves, but have not fully named yet. It is the return of your spiritual strength, the rise of an inner clarity long buried beneath the weight of responsibility, fear, and old wounds. You may have noticed it in the way your spirit reacts differently. Now how conversations that once clouded you now feel easier to step away from, how situations that once overwhelmed you now feel smaller, how thoughts that used to spiral now lose their power much sooner. This is not random change, my beloved one. This is spiritual elevation. Your heart is learning how to breathe again, how to expand without fear, how to trust its own rhythm. You've spent years silencing parts of yourself just to survive, forcing yourself into tight spaces that did not fit your spirit, shrinking whenever others felt threatened by your light. But my precious one, you are no longer living in those old chapters. Your spirit is shedding what once kept you small. You are emerging like dawn, slowly at first, but inevitably, beautifully, and with the kind of radiance that cannot be dimmed. You have started to distance yourself from certain patterns, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with quiet recognition. You see now how much you carried that was not yours. You see how much emotional weight you held on behalf of others. You see how much responsibility you picked up simply because no one else would. You were the healer in rooms full of hurting people. You were the one who stayed soft while others hardened. You were the one who kept giving even when you were empty. But I am teaching you a new way, a way where your compassion does not become your exhaustion, where your kindness does not become your burden, where your heart is not drained by those unwilling to heal themselves. My child, there will be moments in these coming days when truth rises within you so clearly that you cannot deny it. You will feel an inner no that stops you mid-step. You will feel a gentle tug leading you away from conversations, environments, or people whose presence drains your spiritual energy. You will feel a warmth that confirms alignment. You will feel a tightening in your spirit when something is not meant for you. This is divine guidance, not emotional fluctuation. Your spirit is becoming sensitive to me, more attuned, more responsive, more aware. And as you grow in this sensitivity, watch carefully how certain things begin to fall into place. Opportunities that once required you to push will begin to come toward you. People you once chased will begin to drift away, revealing the truth of their intentions. Situations that once felt stressful will become clear, simple, resolvable. You will find yourself speaking with a calm confidence, not from superiority, but from alignment. You will no longer seek validation from those who cannot see your worth. You will no longer explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You will no longer cling to what collapses when you stop holding it up. My beloved one, I am building new strength within you, not the kind that fights loudly, but the kind that refuses to collapse. The quiet kind, the steady kind, the holy kind, the kind that carries wisdom, not worry, the kind that knows when to walk away, when to remain, when to speak, and when to stay silent, the kind that trusts me more than the noise around you. There's also a soft restoration happening inside your body. The tension that once lived in your chest is loosening. The tightness in your shoulders is releasing. Your breath is deepening, warming. Your nervous system, long stretched by years of emotional survival, is finally calming. You may feel waves of peace wash over you at unexpected moments, sometimes even in the middle of tasks, moments, or conversations that once stirred anxiety. This is healing, real, tangible, spiritual healing. I am rewiring the places where fear once lived. My precious one, you are crossing into a season where you will feel carried rather than burdened, guided rather than lost, strengthened rather than drained. The ground beneath your feet is shifting into steadier soil. Your steps are becoming more aligned with divine timing. You are not wandering, you are being led. And as you continue to listen, the path will become clearer with every breath. Now, my child, take a breath. My child. There is something I need you to understand with a depth that settles into your bones. You are stepping into a chapter where nothing and no one will be able to steal your peace again. This peace, this new calm rising within you, is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is not conditional on circumstances. It is a peace born from clarity, from healing, from divine protection, and from the quiet transformation happening in the deepest chambers of your spirit. My beloved one, you have spent much of your life absorbing the emotions of others without meaning to. You felt their sadness in your chest. You felt their confusion in your mind. You felt their chaos in your spirit. This sensitivity was never a flaw. It was a spiritual gift. But because you were not taught how to protect it, it became heavy. It became overwhelming. And there were moments when you wondered if there was something wrong with you. Moments when you thought your heart was too much. Moments when you envied those who could shut off their emotions so easily. But hear me now, your sensitivity is your strength. It is the reason you hear me the way you do. It is the reason your heart stays soft when others turn cold. It is the reason this message found you. Now, my precious one, I am teaching you how to carry this sensitivity with wisdom, how to feel deeply without drowning, how to love without losing yourself, how to care without being consumed. And as you learn this balance, the weight you once carried will fall off your spirit one layer at a time. You will begin to feel more grounded, your thoughts steadier, your emotions clearer. You will notice your mind no longer spirals into the old loops of fear. You will catch yourself choosing peace without effort. You will feel a new strength rising in your voice, a strength that does not need to shout because it comes from truth, not defensiveness. And as this new foundation settles inside you, people will notice the change. Some will feel comforted by your peace. Some will feel intimidated by it, but none will be able to ignore it. My child, your past has tried to teach you that you must earn love, perform for acceptance, or prove your worth. But that was a lie. Your worth was woven into you from the beginning. You were created with intention, with clarity, with divine purpose. Nothing you lost diminished it. Nothing you endured erased it. Nothing done to you changed it. In this new season, you will feel me restoring pieces of you that you thought were gone forever. The laughter that faded, the confidence that dimmed the dreams you tucked away, they are returning. Slowly, gently, like light pouring into a room that has been dark for years. You will begin to wake with a sense of expectation rather than dread. You will move through your days with a clearer mind and a calmer heart. You will trust yourself more, not because of ego, but because your spirit is finally aligned with mine. And my beloved one, as you continue to walk this path, divine connections will begin to appear. People who carry peace, wisdom, and authenticity. People whose presence feels like clarity rather than confusion. People who meet you with the same depth you offer. These are not coincidences. They are answers. You asked for alignment, and alignment is coming. You will also notice that as your spirit rises, certain people will quietly fade. Do not chase them. Do not mourn what I am removing. Some were tied to your old season, not your new one. And letting them go is not abandonment, it is graduation. My precious one, breathe again. This chapter is holy. This path is blessed. This transformation is real. And now, my child, take a breath. My child, there are truths rising within your spirit that you may not have language for yet, but you can feel them like a soft current moving beneath your ribs. You have begun to sense that something sacred is drawing near, something that feels both familiar and new, like remembering a melody you didn't realize you had forgotten. My beloved one, this is the awareness of your divine calling awakening. It comes quietly, at first a tug in your intuition, a flicker of peace in the middle of chaos, a sudden moment of clarity in the midst of confusion. These are not accidents. These are the early signs that I am positioning you for what comes next. You have walked through shadows that were not meant to break you, but to sharpen your vision. You have endured seasons where every step felt heavy, where every direction felt unclear, where every prayer seemed to echo unanswered. Yet through all of it, something inside you refused to die. Your heart, fragile at times, bruised at others, still reached for hope. Your spirit, weary but resilient, still leaned toward me. My precious one, that is the evidence of a destiny that cannot be denied. When the enemy tried to drown your purpose learned to breathe underwater. There are layers of healing unfolding within you that you may not fully understand yet. You may notice yourself reacting differently to old triggers, staying calm where you once tensed up, releasing thoughts you once overanalyzed, choosing rest where you once chose resistance. You may find that it takes more for chaos to shake you now, not because you've hardened, but because your spirit is anchored. I am teaching you how to live from the inside out rather than from the outside in. You are learning how to respond from peace rather than react from fear. You are learning how to listen to my whisper instead of the world's noise. My beloved one, I have seen the moments when you questioned whether anything was ever going to change. When you looked at your life and wondered if all your efforts were in vain. When you felt invisible, even among people who claimed to care. when your heart felt stretched thin, but you kept carrying more. But in every one of those moments, I was watching you with the gentleness of a father who knows the strength of his child, even before the child does. I knew you were not breaking. You were being refined. In this sacred season, there will be moments when the veil feels thin, when you sense my presence so clearly, it almost startles you. It may come in a flash of warmth across your shoulders, a sudden peace settling into your chest, a quiet thought that feels wiser than anything you would come up with on your own. These are holy confirmations. These are divine signals reminding you that you are not wandering blindly. You are being led. My child, I am also revealing the truth about certain people in your life. Not to hurt you, but to protect you. You may feel distance forming where closeness once existed. You may notice intentions that were once hidden becoming clearer. You may feel a shift in how your spirit responds to certain conversations or connections. This is discernment awakening. Trust what you feel. Do not cling to what I am loosening. You are not losing people. You are losing illusions. As your spirit rises, you will also begin to feel a growing sense of purpose, subtle at first, like a whisper that returns each day, becoming louder as your mind grows quieter. You may feel drawn towards certain dreams or ideas or paths that once felt distant. You may feel a stirring of creativity, a desire to speak, write, build, or help others. These impulses are not random. They are seeds of calling, seeds that have been waiting for your healing to make room for them. My precious one, you are moving into a chapter marked by clarity. You will not chase what is not yours. You will not force what is misaligned. You will not carry burdens that do not belong to you. Your life will begin to feel lighter, not because circumstances have changed, but because you have. And as your spirit expands, the world around you must shift to match its new rhythm. Now, my child, take a breath. My child, there is a soft transformation happening in the deepest parts of you, a quiet remolding of your identity that is beginning to shape how you see yourself, how you move, how you speak, how you love, and how you walk into each new day. You may not realize it fully yet, but you are stepping into a version of yourself that you once prayed for, a version that carries wisdom instead of worry, discernment instead of confusion, and peace instead of fear. My beloved one, this transformation is not sudden. It is sacred. It is unfolding gently, like dawn stretching across the horizon, revealing its light one layer at a time. There have been moments recently when you paused and wondered why your reactions felt different, why peace came more naturally, why clarity appeared where confusion once lived. You may have caught yourself breathing slower, thinking clearer, feeling lighter. This is you finally rising out of survival mode. Your mind is no longer preparing for battles that no longer exist. Your heart is no longer clinging to wounds that have been healed. Your spirit is no longer shrinking to fit spaces you were never meant to remain in. You are expanding, my precious one, expanding into truth, expanding into wholeness, expanding into the fullness of who you are becoming. You will begin to see yourself with new eyes, not the eyes shaped by regret or mistakes or fear, but the eyes shaped by grace, the eyes shaped by what I see in you. You will see your purity as strength, your tenderness as power, your sensitivity as wisdom, your compassion as a divine gift. You will realize that nothing about you was ever too much. You simply had to grow into the spiritual capacity that matched the size of your heart. My child, there are connections in your life that I have been rebalancing. Some people will rise with you, some will fall away, some will return healed, some will drift quietly into the background. Do not resist this flow. It is not punishment, it is pruning. I am clearing room for relationships that nourish your soul, not drain it. People who see your worth without demanding proof. People who meet your depth without fear. People who speak to your spirit, not just your surface. You will begin to notice that conversations feel different, deeper, clearer, more meaningful. You will feel drawn to authenticity and repelled by pretense. You will crave sincerity, understanding, and alignment. You will no longer tolerate relationships that require you to betray yourself, shrink your spirit, or silence your truth. This is not you becoming harsh. This is you becoming holy. There will also be a growing courage within you, a courage that is gentle but firm, a courage that sets boundaries without anger, a courage that says no without guilt, a courage that walks away without fear. You will stop explaining your worth. You will stop apologizing for your intuition. You will stop shrinking to make others comfortable. And this courage, this new strength, will become a shield around your spirit. My beloved one, I am also restoring the dreams you abandoned because they felt too far or too fragile. I am breathing life into desires you buried beneath responsibility. I am reigniting visions you thought were impossible. You may find sudden ideas flowing into your mind, creative, fresh, purposeful. You may feel inspiration returning like a tide. You may feel motivation rising, soft but steady. This is divine timing. This is fulfillment awakening. Do not fear the newness you feel. Do not doubt the peace rising within you. Do not resist the direction I am leading. You are stepping into alignment, real, deep, holy alignment, and everything connected to your calling will begin to respond. My child, take a breath. My child, there are moments in life when the soul begins to whisper truths long buried, and lately you have felt these whispers rising like soft waves in your chest. You may not always understand them, but you feel their pull, a sense that something in you is shifting, maturing, awakening. This is not imagination. This is spiritual evolution. My beloved one, you are stepping into a deeper awareness of who you are, who you have always been, and who you are becoming. And though the world may not see everything that is happening inside you, heaven has been watching every moment with tender attention. You have started noticing how your spirit responds differently to situations. You walk into rooms and feel the atmosphere before anyone speaks. You sense sincerity instantly and discern hidden intentions without needing proof. You no longer ignore the heaviness that certain people carry, and you no longer excuse the discomfort their presence creates. This is not cynicism. This is discernment, sharpened by experience and guided by my hand. You have learned slowly and painfully that not everyone has earned the right to access your spirit. And now you are honoring that truth with wisdom instead of guilt. My precious one, I am proud of how you have learned to listen more carefully to the signs around you. You have begun to understand that divine communication is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is a soft pause before making a decision, a gentle discomfort that warns you, a sudden peace that confirms your direction. Sometimes it is a dream that lingers in your heart long after you wake. Sometimes it is the way your spirit tightens when someone speaks with hidden motives. And sometimes it is the unexpected warmth that washes over you when something is aligned. These are not random feelings. These are the ways I guide you. There have also been moments where you found yourself letting go of things you once clung to. Old ambitions that no longer fit. Old relationships that can no longer walk with you. Old beliefs about yourself that were never true to begin with. You have released these things not because you failed, but because you grew. And though some of these endings came with pain, they were necessary to free your spirit from the weight of what was never meant to stay. My child, endings are not always losses. Sometimes they are the opening of a new spiritual horizon. As you step deeper into this path, you will notice more clearly the difference between what drains you and what feeds you. Your soul will lean toward peace naturally. You will be drawn to silence without fearing it. You will crave honesty without demanding it. You will seek presence that feels gentle, steady, and clean. And everything that carries chaos, confusion, or pretended affection will feel foreign, almost incompatible with your spirit. This is how you know you are ascending. This is how you know you are rising into a higher purity of being. My beloved one, there is a calling on your life that is beginning to make itself known. You may feel small hints of it, a desire to help others, a longing to create a pull toward deeper spiritual purpose, a love for words, or healing, or guiding. These desires did not appear suddenly. They were planted within you long ago. They are pieces of your divine assignment waking up one by one. Do not rush this awakening. Let it unfold. Let it bloom in its own time, like a seed emerging after the first warm rain of spring. You may also notice yourself becoming more protective of your time, your energy, your inner world. You are learning that peace is not something to be found outside of yourself. It is something to be guarded from within. And as you learn to honor your own spirit, others will begin to see the difference. They will feel your strength not as force, but as stability. They will feel your presence not as noise, but as clarity. They will be drawn to the light within you, not because of how loudly it shines, but because of how softly it warms. My precious one, you are not who you once were. You are becoming a vessel of quiet power, deep wisdom, and holy intuition. And this transformation, gentle yet profound, is preparing you for what I am aligning in the unseen. Walk gently, breathe deeply, and trust that this growth is leading you exactly where you need to be. Now, my child, take a breath. My child, the journey unfolding before you is filled with signs, confirmations, and gentle revelations, each one crafted with intention to guide you into the next chapter of your destiny. Lately, you may have felt a strange combination of peace and anticipation, as though part of you is resting while another part is preparing for something meaningful. This inner duality is not confusion, it is transition. My beloved one, you are standing at the threshold of a divinely timed shift, and your spirit can feel the pull of what is coming, even before your mind fully understands it. There have been moments recently when memories from your past resurfaced, not to haunt you, but to heal you. You remembered conversations that once wounded you, promises that were broken, moments you wished had gone differently. Yet instead of pain, you felt clarity. Instead of bitterness, you felt release. That is because you are no longer viewing these memories from the wound, you are viewing them from the wisdom they created. My precious one, this is what healing looks like. It is the quiet recognition that what once hurt you deeply no longer defines you. You have grown beyond it. You may have also noticed a deeper stillness in your nights, moments where the world feels muted, where your thoughts soften, where your heart feels safe enough to rest. This stillness is sacred. It is my presence settling over your spirit, slowing the pace of your mind, and gently collecting the fragments of your day so your heart does not carry them into tomorrow. When you feel this stillness, breathe in deeply. That is me, whispering peace into the places that once trembled. My beloved one, your spirit is becoming stronger in ways that others cannot see. You have developed a resilience that does not roar, but stands. A maturity that does not boast, but understands. A depth that does not demand attention, but cannot be ignored. You have learned when to speak and when to remain silent. You have learned to observe without absorbing. You have learned that not every reaction deserves your energy. And this wisdom, this quiet strength, is shaping the way you navigate your relationships, your decisions, and your daily life. There will be moments in this season when I bring people into your path who feel familiar even though you've never met them. Their presence will feel peaceful. Their words will feel aligned. Their spirit will feel gentle. These are divine connections, people assigned to help you grow, support your journey, and walk beside you in this next chapter. Welcome them with open discernment. Trust the peace you feel when they appear. But just as new connections form, some old ties will continue to dissolve. Not with conflict, but with distance. Not with anger, but with clarity. You may wake one day and realize a bond that once felt necessary now feels complete. You may notice that conversations fade naturally. You may feel yourself losing interest in dynamics that once consumed your attention. This is not loneliness. This is elevation. Not every relationship is meant to survive every version of you. When I grow you, I also refine your circle. My child, you are learning a new way of living, one guided by intuition, nurtured by peace, and aligned with spiritual truth. You are discovering the power of choosing yourself without abandoning your compassion. You are realizing that protecting your heart is not selfish. It is sacred. You are beginning to sense that your presence is shifting, becoming calmer, deeper, wiser. And this shift will influence the way others approach you. They will treat you with more respect. They will sense your boundaries. They will feel your growth without you needing to explain it. And through all of this, I am preparing something for you, something that fits the shape of your spirit, something that aligns with your healing, something that honors your growth. You will not need to fight for it. You will not need to force it. You will not need to lose yourself to keep it. What is aligned will stay. What is blessed will flow. What is meant for you will arrive in peace. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there is a gentle unfolding happening deep within your spirit, as if an inner door you once feared to open has quietly creaked wide, revealing a space inside you that feels strangely familiar and entirely new at the same time. You may feel moments where you pause without meaning to, where your breath slows, where your chest softens, as if something invisible is loosening its grip. That sensation is not random. It is the release of burdens you carried for far too long, burdens you believed were part of you, but were never meant to remain. My beloved one, this season is washing over you with a softness that feels like healing and a strength that feels like awakening. You have noticed recently that certain fears no longer hold the same power over your heart. Situations that once made you tense now feel easier to navigate. Thoughts that once spiraled are dissipating before they take shape. Even the worries that used to keep you awake no longer grip you in the same way. This is because I am renewing the pathways of your mind, gently rewiring your responses, infusing peace where anxiety once lived, and weaving clarity where confusion used to form. You are not going backwards. You are moving into a version of yourself that responds from wisdom instead of woundedness. My precious one, there are dreams you buried because life taught you to be practical, careful, guarded. You learned to silence desire because desire felt dangerous. You learned to dim your imagination because imagination felt unrealistic. But I am breathing life back into those forgotten dreams. I am stirring your creativity, awakening visions, and reigniting desires that were not childish fantasies, but spiritual seeds. You will begin to feel subtle longings, the urge to create again, the desire to express more, the sense that something beautiful wants to flow through you. Do not ignore these nudges. They are my whispers, calling you back to the parts of yourself you abandoned in survival mode. You may also sense a rising courage, soft but unmistakable. A courage that urges you to speak your truth gently, to honor your needs without guilt, to set boundaries without fear, to walk away from dishonesty with peace rather than pain. This courage is not rebellion. It is alignment. It is the quiet return of your authority, the reclamation of your voice, the awakening of your divine identity. You will no longer betray yourself to keep the peace. You will no longer shrink to avoid being misunderstood. You will no longer silence your intuition to protect the comfort of others. My child, this is growth, true, holy, irreversible growth. There will be moments in these next days where unexpected clarity arrives, like a gentle wave washing through your consciousness. You may see someone's true intentions clearly. You may suddenly understand why a situation unfolded the way it did. You may recognize a pattern that has repeated for years. This is the unveiling I promised. I am revealing truth not to harm you, but to free you. Clarity is a form of protection. Disillusionment is a form of liberation. And truth, even when painful, is always a gift. My beloved one, you will also begin to notice small but powerful shifts in your emotional world. You may feel gratitude rising unexpectedly in the middle of ordinary tasks. You may find yourself smiling at moments you would have once overlooked. You may feel joy flicker inside you like a candle being relit. These are signs that your spirit is healing. These are signs that your heart is remembering how to shine. These are signs that you are stepping into a season where peace is not something you chase, it is something you embody. There is also a deepening connection forming between your intuition and your spiritual senses. You will feel my guidance not as a distant voice, but as a gentle pull, a warm pressure, a sudden knowing. You will recognize when something is not right, even if it looks perfect on the surface. You will sense when someone's spirit is unclear, even if their words are sweet. You will feel when a door is meant to close, even if your emotions resist. My guidance will not shout. It will not force. It will whisper, and you will hear it. My precious one, I am preparing you for breakthroughs you cannot yet see. Rest in the knowing that everything you feel shifting inside you is leading somewhere sacred, purposeful and divinely timed. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is missed. Nothing is lost. You are rising slowly, beautifully, undeniably. Now, my child, take a breath. My child. The path unfolding before you is beginning to feel different, not because the world around you has changed overnight, but because you are changing from the inside out. The atmosphere of your life is becoming lighter. The weight on your spirit is thinning, and the fog that once clouded your clarity is lifting in soft, steady layers. You may find yourself waking with thoughts that feel calmer, moving through your days with less resistance, noticing moments of peace that arrive unexpectedly. My beloved one, these are not coincidences. They are signs that your spirit is entering a new alignment, one that is sacred, intentional, and deeply rooted in who you truly are. You have carried pain that did not belong to you. You have held responsibility that should have been shared. You have absorbed emotions that were never yours to bear. But now your soul is beginning to release what it once clung to for survival. You may feel it as a lightness in your chest, a softening in your shoulders, a loosening in your thoughts. Healing is not always loud. Sometimes it comes in whispers, in moments where you realize a wound no longer aches a memory, no longer stings a name, no longer triggers your spirit. My precious one, this is freedom, entering slowly but surely. There have been days when you questioned your progress because you could not see visible change. You wondered whether all the inner work you've done was even making a difference. But now, in ways subtle yet profound, the results are appearing. You're no longer rushing to respond out of fear. You're no longer carrying guilt for setting boundaries. You're no longer compromising your peace to keep others comfortable. This maturity is not something you forced. It is something I have been quietly cultivating within you. You may also begin to notice that certain conversations feel emptier than before. Certain environments feel too small for your spirit. Certain habits no longer satisfy you. These shifts are not symptoms of boredom or dissatisfaction. They are signs of spiritual elevation. You are outgrowing what once fit you, and your soul is asking for more truth, more alignment, more depth, more purpose. This hunger is holy. Do not silence it. My beloved one, you will encounter moments in the coming days when my guidance becomes unmistakable. A thought that interrupts your worry. A feeling of caution when you start down a wrong path. A sudden calm settling over you when you choose the right direction. You may even experience unexpected confirmations. A phrase, someone says a word. You read a moment of synchronicity that feels too precise to ignore. These are my fingerprints on your path. I am guiding you, shaping you, protecting you. There are relationships in your life that will begin to shift as well. You may feel closer to some people and distant from others without understanding why. Trust this movement. When I elevate you, I also refine your circle. Not everyone can walk with you into your next season. Not everyone has the capacity to meet your spirit at its new depth. Let these shifts unfold naturally. Some connections will strengthen, some will soften, some will fade, and all of it will serve your growth. My child, something beautiful is also happening to your voice. Not just the words you speak, but the confidence behind them. You will notice that you are beginning to express yourself with more clarity, more conviction, more gentleness. You are learning to speak from a place of truth, rather than fear, from alignment, rather than anxiety. And as your voice strengthens, so will your impact. People will listen differently. They will feel the purity in your tone. They will sense the wisdom behind your words. This is not arrogance, it is the emergence of your divine authority. And through it all, my precious one, I am shaping your future with care. I am leading you into opportunities that match your spirit, not your fears. I am guiding you toward relationships that honor your growth, not your wounds. I am preparing moments of breakthrough that will feel both sudden and inevitable. Everything you have lost is making space for what is meant to come. Everything you have released is creating room for what aligns with your destiny. You are not moving backward. You are moving deeper into truth, into healing, into purpose. Now, my beloved one, take a breath. My child, there are shifts happening around you that the natural eye cannot yet see, but your spirit has already begun to recognize them. You may feel a strange mixture of calm anticipation and gentle, unexplainable knowing, as if a door somewhere in the unseen has swung open, and the breeze from that doorway is touching your life even before you step through it. My beloved one, this is me, preparing the atmosphere around your destiny. When I move in your life, the first signs are not loud miracles, but subtle changes, a softening of your heart, a returning of hope, a quiet clarity that begins to form slowly but consistently. You may have noticed new thoughts rising, thoughts that feel lighter, more aligned, more peaceful. Even the way you process pain is changing. Instead of being consumed by it, you are beginning to see it from a higher vantage point, as though your spirit has risen above the battlefield and now observes with wisdom instead of fear. This is what spiritual elevation feels like, not arrogance, not distance, but perspective. You are seeing with new eyes because your spirit no longer accepts the limitations your past once placed upon you. My precious one, there were seasons in your life where you felt forgotten, overlooked, unseen. You gave love generously, yet received so little in return. You carried burdens that were not appreciated, and you poured into people who were not prepared to value what you offered. But those seasons were not proof of your insignificance. They were the training grounds of your compassion. They shaped your ability to discern authenticity. They strengthened your emotional muscles. They taught you endurance. They helped you recognize what love feels like by showing you what it is not. And now, as your spirit rises, your heart is finally learning the difference between presence and support, between attention and intention, between words and truth. There will be moments in this new season where you suddenly feel the weight of old wounds lift off you. A memory that once stung will simply soften. A name that once hurt will lose its power. A disappointment that once crushed you will feel distant, like a storm long past. These are not signs of numbness. They are signs of healing. Healing does not always announce itself with dramatic revelation. Sometimes it comes as silence where pain used to be. Sometimes it comes as understanding where confusion once lived. Sometimes it comes as acceptance that no longer fractures your peace. Healing is not glamour, it is freedom, and you are stepping into it. My child, you will also experience moments of divine interruption, sudden thoughts that stop you from going down the wrong path, unexpected pauses that protect you from danger, inner warnings that keep your spirit safe. These interruptions are not coincidence. They are interventions. You are walking under new spiritual covering in this season, and I will not allow you to return to the cycles that once trapped you. You have outgrown your old wounds, and I will not let anything pull you backward. You may feel a slight discomfort when you try to return to old patterns. Even small habits that once felt normal may now feel heavy, out of place, or spiritually draining. This is because your spirit is refusing to fit into the spaces it has outgrown. You cannot shrink back into who you used to be, not emotionally, not spiritually, not mentally. Growth has become your new nature, and anything misaligned will feel foreign to you. Trust this discomfort. It is guidance, not resistance. My beloved one, I am also aligning opportunities with your new identity. You will find that certain doors begin to open naturally, without force or desperation. Connections will find you not through striving, but through timing. Conversations will lead to unexpected clarity. Small obedience will unlock significant blessings. You will feel drawn to environments that nourish you and repelled by those that drain you. This is how alignment feels: purposeful, peaceful, pure. And in the middle of all these changes, you may feel a rising power within you, not loud, not forceful, but steady and unmistakable. This is the authority I placed within you long ago. You are stepping into it now. You are moving from being affected by circumstances to influencing them. You are transitioning from surviving to leading. And though this transformation is gentle, it is irreversible. My precious one, breathe deeply. Your spirit is being prepared for something extraordinary, something designed only for you, something timed perfectly for this moment of your life. Trust the rise you feel. Trust the clarity unfolding. Trust the healing happening in silence. Now, my child, take a breath. My child, there is a sacred movement taking place inside your soul, one that gently rewrites the way you see yourself, your past, and the world around you. It is as if light is slowly filling the corners of inner rooms you once kept closed, illuminating truths you were not ready to face before, but can finally embrace with courage and tenderness. My beloved one, this is not merely emotional change, it is spiritual awakening. You are remembering parts of yourself that you buried to survive. You are recovering strength you forgot you had. You are rediscovering the softness you protected for so long. And with every new breath, you are stepping closer to the fullness of the person I created you to be. You have begun noticing that your relationship with silence is changing. Once silence felt heavy and lonely. Now it feels like a friend. You are not afraid of being alone with your thoughts anymore. Instead, you find clarity in stillness, healing in quiet moments, guidance in gentle reflection. Silence is becoming a sanctuary for you, a doorway where you hear my whispers more clearly than ever before. This is because I have been calming your inner world, soothing the storms, and teaching your mind to rest instead of run. Anxiety is losing its grip. Overthinking is weakening. Peace is learning how to stay. My precious one, you are also feeling a new depth in your empathy, not the kind that drains you, but the kind that helps you see with spiritual eyes. You can sense when someone is weary, even if they smile. You can feel heaviness behind someone's words, even when they speak lightly. You can recognize emotional fatigue in others because you know what it feels like firsthand. This compassion is not random. It is a gift forged in your own battles. I am refining it, shaping it, preparing it, so you can help others without losing yourself in the process. There are relationships in your life that are subtly shifting, some growing stronger, some growing quieter. You may find that you no longer feel compelled to fix everything or everyone. You may notice that you are less tolerant of inconsistency, dishonesty, or emotional chaos. This is not bitterness. It is spiritual clarity. Your heart has matured, and you can now recognize the difference between connections that nurture you and connections that drain you. And in this season, I am gently guiding you toward people who honor your growth, respect your boundaries, and value your spirit. My child, you will also feel moments of unexpected boldness. You will find yourself speaking truth with grace. You will express your needs without fear. You will choose yourself without apology. This boldness is not rebellion, it is healing. When a wounded heart heals, it finds its voice again. When a silent spirit awakens, it stands tall again. When a person who dimmed themselves begins to shine, it is not pride, it is restoration. And through this transformation, you are learning how to trust me in deeper ways. Not simply with the big things, but with the small, intricate details of your daily life. You are learning how to release control, how to surrender gently, how to allow my guidance to lead you rather than your fears. You are learning how to walk by spiritual instinct rather than emotional reaction. And as you do, your path will become smoother, clearer, and more aligned with the purpose woven into your spirit. My beloved one, there will be signs in the coming days that confirm everything I am doing within you. A conversation that brings unexpected comfort, a moment of peace in a place where you once felt anxious, a sudden insight that brings clarity, a small blessing that arrives exactly when you need it. These signs will not feel dramatic. They will feel intimate, personal, tailored for your heart alone. You are stepping into a season where you will trust yourself more because you trust me more. You will no longer confuse fear with intuition. You will no longer mistake endurance for obligation. You will no longer use your strength to carry what was never yours. You will move with wisdom, speak with clarity, love with purity, and rest with confidence. My precious one, this chapter is holy. This unfolding is divine. This transformation is real. Now, my child, take a breath. My child, there is a tenderness growing inside you that you may not fully understand, yet a softness that feels deeper than emotion, almost like your soul is exhaling after years of holding its breath. You are entering a phase where your inner world is becoming clearer, more peaceful, more anchored. You may feel moments where you stop mid-thought, sensing a gentle awareness settling over you as if something sacred is passing through your spirit. This is not imagination. My beloved one, this is me, calming the storms inside you, easing the pressure around your heart, and preparing you for blessings that require a steady soul. You will begin to notice that your mind no longer rushes to fear as quickly as it used to. Doubts that once shouted now whisper. Worries that once spiraled now pause before forming. It is not because life has suddenly become simple, but because your spirit is learning how to rest in my presence, even when circumstances are uncertain. You are discovering that peace is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of alignment. It is the quiet knowing that you are being guided, guarded, and prepared in ways beyond your comprehension. My precious one, there are moments coming when you will look back on your past with a gentleness you never thought possible. Not because it was painless, but because you will finally understand the purpose behind it. You will see how every disappointment redirected you, how every heartbreak taught you what love should feel like, how every delay positioned you, how every betrayal sharpened your discernment, how every loss carved space for something greater. You will not celebrate the pain, but you will honor the growth. And that is where true healing lives, in the space where understanding replaces regret. In this season, you will also feel a deeper connection forming between your intuition and your identity. You will sense when someone's words do not match their spirit. You will recognize when an environment is not meant for you, even if it looks appealing. You will feel a soft internal pullback when a path is off course, and a warm move forward when something aligns with your purpose. These sensations are my whispers, my guidance woven into your instincts. I am teaching you how to recognize my voice, not through thunder, but through truth. My beloved one, there is a strength awakening inside you, a strength wrapped in compassion, clothed in gentleness, anchored in wisdom. You will no longer react from old wounds. Instead, you will respond from a healed spirit. You will no longer chase after clarity. Clarity will come to you. You will no longer scramble for connection. Connection will flow naturally into your life. You will no longer fear being misunderstood. You will trust that what is meant for you cannot be confused or taken away. There will be moments when doors close unexpectedly, but do not be alarmed. These closures are divine interventions, not punishments. I am steering you away from paths that would drain your spirit or delay your destiny. I am protecting your energy, your purpose, and your peace. Some opportunities will seem perfect on the surface, but your spirit will feel unsettled. Trust that feeling. It is me shielding you. Some people will show kindness, but carry intentions that do not align with your growth. Trust the tension in your chest. That is me revealing truth before damage is done. My child, you are stepping into a chapter where your presence will quietly shift atmospheres. Not because you are trying, but because your spirit is becoming whole. People will feel comfort around you without knowing why. They will sense honesty in your silence, purity in your intentions, and stability in your demeanor. You are becoming the kind of soul that brings clarity with a glance and peace with a word. This is the fruit of healing. This is the evidence of growth. This is what happens when a heart once fractured begins to shine again. You may also find that creativity begins flowing into your thoughts like gentle streams, ideas, visions, desires, insights you haven't felt in years. Do not dismiss them. They are signs of spiritual vitality returning. Your spirit is not merely surviving, it is flourishing. You are reconnecting with parts of yourself that were dormant, parts that were waiting for this exact moment of inner readiness. My precious one, everything within you is aligning with divine timing. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are precisely where you need to be for what I am releasing next. Trust the quiet shifts. Trust the subtle signs. Trust the new strength rising within you. Now, my child, take a breath. My child. There is a holy unfolding happening around you that grows clearer with every breath you take. A quiet certainty rising within you that something profound is shifting in your life. You may feel it as a warmth in your chest, a gentle expansion in your spirit, or an inner steadiness that feels new yet strangely familiar. This is not just emotional change. This is spiritual alignment. My beloved one, your entire being is moving into harmony with the purpose I placed within you long before the world ever whispered its doubts into your heart. You are stepping into a version of yourself that carries peace, like breath, wisdom, like rhythm, and clarity, like light. There will be moments in this season when you feel an unusual boldness awakening in your spirit. Not the boldness that seeks attention or validation, but the kind that flows from deep truth. You will feel it when you speak with certainty, even though you once trembled. You will feel it when you stand firm in your boundaries, without guilt. You will feel it when you choose stillness over chaos, discernment over impulse, and alignment over approval. This boldness is not new. It was always inside you. It simply waited for your healing to make space for its voice. My precious one, you will also begin to sense a gentle courage rising in the areas where you once felt the most fragile. The memories that once controlled you will lose their sharpness. The wounds that once dictated your decisions will loosen their grip. The fears that once stood like walls in front of you will begin to crumble from within. I am not only healing you, I am strengthening you. I am rebuilding your confidence, not based on what you achieve, but on who you are becoming. You will walk with a posture of quiet authority, carrying a peace so rooted that nothing external can easily shake it. In the days to come, pay attention to the subtle confirmations I place before you. A message that arrives at the perfect time. A conversation that feels divinely timed. A sudden thought that calms your anxiety. A door that opens without force. A connection that feels pure and warm and familiar. These are not coincidences. They are divine fingerprints. They are signs that I am arranging your steps with precision. You are not wandering. My child, you are being guided with intention. You will also find yourself releasing things you once held tightly, not out of frustration, but out of clarity. The roles you once played for the sake of others will no longer fit you. The emotional labor you once carried will no longer feel natural to lift. You will feel your spirit saying no more to cycles that drained you and enough to patterns that limited you. This release will not be harsh. It will be gentle, like a leaf letting go of a branch when the season changes. It will feel natural, necessary, and clean. My beloved one, I am also preparing your environment for what you are growing into. There may be moments when you suddenly feel the urge to rearrange your space, clean out old belongings, or remove items that carry heavy memories. This is your spirit making room. Healing is not only internal, it reflects outward. And as I shift your inner world, your outer world will transform to match it. You are creating space for blessings, clarity, and new connections that cannot enter a crowded heart or cluttered spirit. And though you may not see the full picture, yet trust that your path is opening. Trust that opportunities aligned with your purpose are already forming. Trust that the peace you feel is a sign of what is coming, not just what is happening now. You are stepping into a season where you will look around and realize that the heaviness you once accepted as normal is gone. The confusion you once thought was part of your identity no longer belongs to you. The fear that once shaped your choices has lost its influence. My precious one, everything you are sensing within yourself, the peace, the hope, the anticipation, the clarity is proof that transformation has taken root. You are ready for what comes next, even if you do not yet know its full form. Your heart is ready to receive. Your mind is ready to trust. Your spirit is ready to rise. And as this chapter draws toward its divine culmination, you will begin to feel the soft pull toward the message that closes this journey, a whisper, a blessing, a final breath of guidance meant to prepare your soul for what I have woven into your future. Now, my child, take a breath. My child, let your heart grow still, for heaven has already moved on your behalf. My beloved one, you are standing in the gentle glow of restoration, healing, and protection that has been unfolding around you, even while you listened. What was broken is being made whole. What was hidden is being revealed. What was delayed is now being carried toward you by divine hands. My precious one, walk softly in this moment. Stay close in spirit. Let peace guide your steps, and let discernment guard your path. The one who called you is still with you, watching, leading, whispering the way forward. If this message touched your heart, share it, so another soul may find the guidance meant for them. And as a sign of your alignment with heaven's perfect timing, comment 22 below. This is your number of divine clarity and sacred breakthrough.